What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Aman's Toxic Emily, that one. Back at it with another review, and today we are going to be reviewing the new sci-fi movie, The Shift. But before we get into the actual beginning of the video itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 500 subscribers, just 71 away now. We would really help out you boy if you did subscribe. Also, don't forget to like the video as well, because let me know that you do like my toxic movie reviews and help with YouTube algorithm and recommend the video more. And if you missed my previous toxic movie reviews, they're on a playlist on my YouTube channel if you'd like to check that one out. But before we get into the actual review itself, we are going to give a quick plot synopsis. So, shall we transition on Shazam? A mysterious stranger who has otherworldly powers. A man gets banished to a parallel Earth where he fights to get back the woman he loves. Also, I would just like to point out that these are my thoughts of the movie. Why I'm saying this now is because there was another movie that came out earlier this year that kind of talked about some biblical things during the movie, that being Nefarious. I still haven't watched Nefarious, but there's been many people that have commented on a bunch of YouTubers' different channels and stuff and got on to them for not liking them and go like, oh, you're a demon or whatever, and given nasty hate comments, especially to one of my YouTubers, bro. He has like over 1,000 comments on that, which that's really unfortunate. And I just want to point out that these are my thoughts, okay? So it's my opinion. If you ended up liking the movie, I'm glad you did, but you don't have to get on to people if they didn't like the movie and their opinions are different, okay? Just would like to get that out of the way. But take a drink of water, and let's get into the actual review itself. So starting off with the good, all the performances. All the performances in here were good to decent. I thought they were all doing a pretty good job in here. The main lead dude, I forgot what the character's name was, but he did really good. The mini versions of him throughout, I thought he did really good. The main wife that is from The Chosen that pops up sporadically throughout the film, I think she's a really good character and does a really good job of acting. Trying to think of any other people. Well, I'm going to talk about some people, so let's talk about them. It's cool to see Sean Astin in a movie/TV show again. Last time we saw Sean Astin in TV/movie stuff was in Stranger Things, I believe, where he played Bob, of course. And it was cool to see him in a movie again. And he had a pretty significant role in here. And it was good to see him get TV time. I thought he was most of the comedic relief of the movie for most, even though it's mostly a serious movie. He made me laugh a couple of times. And it was cool to see him in movies again. Also, another positive is Neal McDonough as the benefactor, which Neal McDonough I've seen sporadically throughout a bunch of things. Most notably for me is from the CW verse with Arrow, The Flash, and all sorts of stuff there. I thought he delivered another great performance here, probably even better than I forgot what his character's name was in the CW verse, but he in here as the benefactor is a really cool villain and menacing. He has some very serious moments, and yeah, he does really great in this role, I think, and is definitely a really top-notch role. He can be dead serious, and he can be really scary. Yeah, he was great in this. Also, the shifting aspect is interesting. It is very unique because there hasn't been really a movie that's followed time jumping or whatever, and this movie is unique and kind of the first movie to do that, so it does a really good job of doing that. So that's a positive again. Also, another positive, the props in the buildings throughout the movie, I think that, well, this is my final positive. The props in the buildings throughout the movie are top-notch stuff, and you can definitely tell, like, they're in the future, or think that they actually are in the future. They do a really phenomenal job with that throughout the movie. Now, moving on to the mixed aspects. The main character. I think he's likable throughout the film, but he does a lot of stuff that kind of wonders, should I really like him that much? And yeah. Another mixed aspect is the dialogue. Some of the dialogue is pretty good, but then there's some that I felt was a little bit not good, to say the least, throughout the movie, so it's a mixed bag here. And also, our final mixed aspect, how it uses the sci-fi aspect. There's a little, I would say most of the movie is sci-fi, but it doesn't really use it in a sci-fi movie way that usual sci-fi movies do. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but it doesn't really use it to its full extent, if that makes sense. Now, unfortunately, moving on to the bad. And I'm gonna cut to the chase. I didn't hate this movie, and I didn't like it either. I'm somewhere in the middle. The bad, them not further exploring the futuristic world. This is like a minor negative. I wish they could have explored the futuristic prison world a little bit more. They do a good job of exploring it throughout the movie, but I wish we had a little bit more, so that's minor negative. This one's probably the biggest negative, the audio. I don't know what was going on. It might have just been my theater. I don't know if the movie is generally like this, but the sound throughout the movie, like, the audio was up, especially for the main character's voice or whatever. He has a very gravelly voice. Not that gravelly, but like loud and gravelly. And he had some pretty loud sound effects, and it kind of hurt my ears a little bit. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. And most of the movie, the voices were pretty loud. So I don't know if it was just the theater or how the movie was made. I don't know. Also, how it uses faith throughout the movie. It's just, I would just like to admit I'm a Christian, guys. But how they use it throughout the movie is weird. I feel as if it didn't work. I think they shouldn't have used it the way they did. If it was used a little bit better, maybe that would become positive, but they didn't really use it that good in this movie. To me, it's just the dialogue they wrote for those scenes, that was the mixed aspect I was talking about, was the mixed negative I was talking about. This is probably most of the scenes that have that in it. So yeah, that was one of my negative aspects. And also, it did drag at certain points throughout the movie. It's 2 hours and something minutes long, or an hour and 45. I don't know how long, but it kind of felt like it was 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. And it did drag for me. But otherwise, that is my review. Now, let's bring out the toxic meter. And I will give this a C+, a toxic disappointment. I think this was okay, but it was a little bit overhyped for my mom. She had never seen it and was going like, oh, we have to see this cool movie Shift. And it was okay. It was fine. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to people, like, on a daily basis, but I know the people that will love this movie. The Chosen people, if you're one of those people. Also, if you kind of want a little bit of sci-fi, but more story-driven and stuff, you'll like it. And I would recommend it to the people that are Christians and Chosen people that love the shows, because there's a bunch of people from that show in here, so that is definitely, yeah. But if you're intrigued, probably just wait till streaming, and then if you don't want to see it, yeah, rent it or stream it. But with that being said, guys, that is just my thoughts. Again, my thoughts on The Shift. But before we get to actual ending the review itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 500 subscribers. Just 71 away now. Really, how about you, boy? If you did subscribe, that also goes for people that have watched my channel for all and haven't subscribed yet. If you missed my previous toxic movie reviews I've done in the past, they're in a playlist on my YouTube channel if you'd like to check that one out. Also, don't forget to like the video as well, because let me know that you do like my toxic movie reviews, and it'll help with the YouTube algorithm recommend the video more. Don't forget to ring the bell for all notifications on this occasional upload, because we do multiple uploads here on the channel every single day. Also, do share the video, because it'll also help me out, and we got some more people join that toxic. And do feel free to comment your thoughts on the shift down below. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one, everybody. Peace.